Something about the way she moves. I can't figure it out.
Oh, why did you sing it to me now? You used to. You used to sing. You used to sing it to me. I used to listen to it for all night.
Something about her. She walk like the boss, talk like the boss, manicure nails or something pedicure wrong.
Nothing changed. I gotta make sure my nails are done. Alright. Hi, family and friends. Welcome to our second episode to our podcast. As you know, my name is BTheMillers.
I'm Brian Miller, as you know as well too. Welcome. This is episode 2. There you go. This is going to be episode 2, freshman year. So, recap quickly, as you all remember from the first one. If you haven't, I'm going to try to throw the link right there. But if you haven't watched the first one, remember we went through July 10th, 2008, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we saw each other. And everything leading up towards moving day and us actually coming together. So this episode, we're pretty much going to be going through our freshman year, our first year, all the trials and tribulations. And this was the foundation of our entire relationship, I should say. This entire year.
But before we get started, please follow, subscribe, and follow us on all social media platforms. All right?
BTheMillers.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's get started with the Q&A that we have for today.
Oh, yep. So definitely thank you for your comments. Thank you for your questions, the DMs, Instagram, all of that, on all the different comments that you have. We want to touch on one that's literally going to be directly in the flow of what we're talking about today as well, too. So the question that we really got was about from Babe's side of things. Why did you put me in the friend zone? Like literally, you put me in the friend zone the entire first year. Well, I shouldn't say the entire first semester, I should say.
First semester, okay.
But you had this passion. You know that the spark was there. Why did you put me in the friend zone? Was pretty much the question that we got.
Okay, so why did I friend zone Brian, knowing that I knew that there was chemistry and, so pretty much I kind of learned about myself a little early that when I fall in love hard. I have my feelings on my shoulder, so I was protecting that. And then also I wanted to make sure that whoever I was going to love or commit to was 100% in, because I wasn't about that funny games. So I friend zoned Brian because I really enjoyed our friendship and I wanted to cater to that. And I felt like if we had a strong foundation as a friendship, he would always want me there. He would be open with me, share his thoughts, feelings, concerns, and we will always be friends from the start. So that's why I friend zoned him until I felt comfortable to say he was going to be my boyfriend. And I mean, as we go through these topics today, you'll learn all the different phases that we went through together that I was also leading for him to be my boyfriend officially. So I hope that answered your question. All right.
Hey, listen, that friend zone was stress. I'm going to say that right now.
But you know what?
I friend zoned you back, though. Did I?
But you know what? I don't even know. No, you didn't. No, you were patient. But at the same time, I want to ask you something. What made you, continue to pursue me after I friend zoned you?
like I said, you was the idea. Listen, from going into college, shout out my boy Irv, my line brother, my blood brother. Done, we grew up together. We went Staten Island, New York, born and raised, went to high school, went to college together, all of that. You can ask Irv in the comments, all of that, anything. Literally from the day I set eyes on Baige, Irv knew. I said, that is mine. That is mine, 100%. He could tell the story. We could probably pull up the clip from the wedding. Yeah. He actually told that story right then and there in the wedding, which you'll hear about later on. But again, I already knew what I wanted. I've had long-term relationships in my past as well, and I knew that long-term person Baige is going to be the one for me.
Oh, so you were thinking long-term, period.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. There's nothing less, nothing more to it. But yeah, had to continue being consistent and pursue what I wanted, I should say. Although, there's obstacles and all that stuff that's in the way that we can kind of touch into. So, like what we said, literally we came into freshman moving day. She saw me, hi, bye.
A quick hi and bye, ran away.
We moved her in. And pretty much, we went through. This is the first time you're 18 years old, 19 years old. We
wasn't even 19. I turned 19
literally
in September.
On your own in college for the first time. So we're talking about first night that Baige has moved in. I'm upstairs. No, I'm downstairs. I'm on the third floor. Baige was on the 6th floor, Hines Hall, AIC.
6th floor? I was in the 8th floor.
8th floor. Hines Hall, right?
Who you visit on the 6th floor?
On the 6th floor, girls' floor?
Yes.
Is it the girls' floor?
Like, what? What you mean?
Well, listen, I got friend zoned, so.
Hey, what you talking about?
But.
Oh, man.
I remember, I think it was the first night. Was it? It wasn't the first night that I got in the elevator? Or was that a few nights later?
It was a few nights later. I think, I think it was a few nights later.
So first kiss.
We already started school. No,
really?
We started school already.
First kiss, right? I honestly think it was the first night. To be honest with you, I think it was the first night that I was just like,
no,
listen.
it wasn't. I know. Okay, let's just give it a few days. I don't think it was the first night because you definitely wasn't about to try to itch up trying to kiss me on the first day. You were probably nervous.
All right. So Baige comes down from the 8th floor in these polka dot. There should be a picture on this. These polka dot tight pum pum shorts. All right.
No, it wasn't tight pum pum. Okay,
yes,
you can't say it was tight pum pum because I was so skinny, so you can't say it was tight pum pum. Okay,
she was a stick.
It was. There were some pajama polka dot purple shorts. Okay.
She
from
comes
Victoria's
down,
Secret, but yeah.
Comes down looking all good, smelling all good. Her hair is down, not even wrapped at this point, right? Because when it's nighttime, they're wrapping their hair quick.
Oh,
hair
yeah,
wasn't even wrapped. Hair
laid.
was down. I'm just like, okay, you coming down? Okay, you coming in the room? You checking out everything? You seeing where we live, where we stay? I'm telling you, it had to be the first night.
Oh my gosh, it might have been. Okay, whatever. Right?
She's coming down, checking out everything and whatnot. So I'm walking. I'm just like, all right, we vibe down, and I'm walking her back to her room. So I was like, oh, no. We stopped at the elevator, I think it was. We stopped at the elevator, and, we're saying our ladies, we'll see you in the morning type situation, although she's about, 6, 7 floors above me, right?
Yeah.
We're saying later. I look at her. I said, give me a kiss. Give me beso, right?
No, I don't think you even asked. You just leaned forward. You were coming in strong, and I was just like...
in the elevator. But you ended up...
I did. It was just like, I had that reaction, like, is this really happening right now? And then and then I gave in, and then I just gave you, a quick peck, and then that was it.
I think I said, what, no tongue or something?
Yeah,
like that,
and I was just like, sorry. You're just going to have to wait.
But that kiss, so why I came in hard on that one? So the entire summer, obviously, I'm thinking on my end, a kiss is going to really solidify if there's chemistry there.
Oh, really?
Right? So I'm like, all right, we've been talking all summer. We literally, and we just seen each other. I know the chemistry's there. I gotta solidify it and lock it down.
Oh,
so I'm coming.
So maybe
strong
this was the first night. Oh my gosh!
Had to be the first night. I'm telling you, it had to be the first night.
Okay, all right. Okay, so, I'm not. I don't know. I believe it now because I'm just like, maybe he is right. It
so that first kiss in that elevator definitely, I think, solidified.
I remember the location and everything, but I knew it wasn't all in. I gave you a peck and you asked me like, "Oh, what? That's all you're gonna give me?" And I was like, "Yes, good night." And then I went up the elevator and you were like, "All right, good night."
I think it solidified, the foundations that we were able to build upon. So from there, obviously we started our classes. Football was also, going as well too. And then we came into shout out.
Yo, you remember another reason why I didn't like go straight in of like dating you? I also promised my mom that I wasn't going to date anyone until I could show her my grades. Ooh, so really? Yeah. So I had to make sure that my school was first, and then like you were like at least second.
But
so I made promise to my mom that like, yo, I had to I wanted a sense of balance in putting that as well.
We're going to touch second semester. All right. But first semester, I'm telling you, before we got to our first date, it was, no name. We're not dropping no names.
What?
But I know you definitely friend zoned me, but you was vibing out with other gentlemen as
Damn,
well,
we're really getting into that. Okay, well, I mean, there was a lot of people in my face, of course, but I already knew, like, that I was into you.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I wanted to see how consistent you were going to be, so it was a test for you.
Mm. So
it really didn't matter who they were, pretty much.
Okay. So, on my end, I went through...
Don't act like you were all innocent and people weren't talking to you either. Or
listen.
Oh my gosh, people were slipping in your DM on Facebook in the summer saying, "Ooh, ah." So please don't try to come at me.
Listen, I had to jump out of pouch hall windows once or twice because I don't know, they locked doors or something like that, but.
It was an all-girls dorm room. They should lock doors.
Yeah, I had to jump out the window at certain times.
For what? What were you doing jumping out of windows? I thought you were talking to me.
I was friend zoned, right?
Shut up, please. Oh, my God.
That's a whole nother story, I think. A
whole nother story? Is it a story to be told?
Nah. We're going to save that one for the archives.
Okay.
But first date, we actually went to Olive Garden, right? We went to Olive Garden, or was it?
First date was somewhat in November. I believe it was November 8th, 2008. And you decided to ask me out on a first date, and it was Olive Garden. I remember one of my close friend, Adrian, was helping you iron your clothes.
Shout out, bro, man. You called Shout bro, out, that's bro, a whole nother story as well too, Adrian. Congrats on the wedding.
She got married this year.
Congrats.
Well, last year, sorry. Last October.
Beautiful union, beautiful union. But yeah, we went to Olive Garden. And then on the way back, what happened on the way back? What did we see driving back?
Oh, on our way back to the dorm room, we stopped and looked at the stars because the stars were like exposed. They were all like out there, and we saw a shooting star. And I couldn't believe it. I was freaking out, like, "Oh my gosh, look at that! Can you believe we saw a shooting star?" But then we stopped that moment and made a wish. Yeah. But we didn't share like what wish it was.
We never shared our wish. We never shared our wish.
Mm.
I think my wish came through though.
Me too. I guess now we know. Now we know what the wish was.
In the comments, definitely comment. You know what you think our wish was when we literally first date. Hopefully you dropped a picture. First date, we ended up seeing a shooting star together, which was again unreal. And we've seen throughout our entire lives, we've seen
a few,
a lot of shooting stars.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, we've seen a few together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which was pretty nice, pretty cool.
On the road, during our road trips.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. We saw a lot.
So we went
I believe in shooting stars. I mean, once I saw it, I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
And so we went into, obviously, that was our first date side of things. That was a beautiful, beautiful first date. And, you know, the rest portion was history. We went into the end of freshman year, or end of first semester freshman year. It was like one of those, I had a final. I was like one of the last kids on campus or something like that. And I had a final like last week, and we had to leave or go home.
Oh, this is a first semester, huh?
First semester.
Christmas break,
mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Oh, okay. You had a final.
I think, and
everyone had finals.
Obviously.
Okay, so.
But as we went home, did you come? You came to New York with me, right?
I spent Christmas with my family,
mm-hmm.
and then you're like, "Oh, you're coming to the island for New Year's."
You
invited me to your house to meet your boys and family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I said, "Yeah, I'd never been to New York before." Were you questioning if I was gonna come through?
I mean, of course. You got a question. You don't know.
We were 19. You're like, exactly. Is she going to come through or not?
19. You're about to go to my house, see my mom. Stay at my house with my mom and everyone, family there as well. So, of course, I'm questioning all of that.
Oh, gosh. My mom was like, where are you going? You're going to New York to who? What? Like
strong Haitian parent.
Yeah. It was a struggle to get out, but I ended up coming. I made it happen. So and she was cool about it and stuff. As long as I would like stayed on like contact her and every time like waking up, you know, going to sleep and talking to her, keeping open communication. I would say to make her feel comfortable.
But any like you. It was your first time in New York.
It was my first time to New York. Let's talk about that. Oh my gosh. So I remember going to New York to meet Brian. He met me at the train station. Of course, I didn't have a car yet, but I had my license.
Oh.
Let's not talk about that, please.
No, we got it. We're going to backtrack. The first time before we went. So IHOP, all these places. That was IHOP Olive Garden was our spot.
Oh.
Beige driving for the first time. I put her behind the wheel. She was coming out of Heinz Hall. If you guys remember and know Heinz Hall, when you're coming out of that gate, and you shouldn't make a left, but we always made the left, right? Her left turn was the scariest left turn I've ever had in my entire life.
Yo, listen, don't judge me, Don't judge me, for real. Well, first off,
there's no driving.
I mean, I got my license and I didn't drive afterwards. So, of course, it was like I was hella rusty. You cannot tell me that, like, I should have been able to drive. Like, I haven't drove in months.
It was bad.
Okay, that's the back end story. We're not going to talk about that. So, anyways, I went to New York, and Brian met me at the train station. He picked me up. We were following. It was crowded, like, you know, and I was, like, overwhelmed. There's so many people. The smell was totally different from Massachusetts. And it was just eye-opening, of course. And then I'm just trying to keep up the pace because New Yorkers actually really walk fast. And he was just like, yeah, we're going to take the one train to the ferry. I say ferry.
Massachusetts accent.
Ferry. And I was like, okay, we're gonna take a ferry to Staten Island. Like what? We're not gonna take the bus or train. Like that's it. You're like, yeah. You're gonna see the water, the Statue of Liberty, and I was like, what? Okay. So I remember taking the ferry. When we got on the ferry, I was taking pictures. Like, oh, it was so cold. It was so cold. Like remember December brick. It was cold, but I wanted to see the Statue of Liberty and watch the view and everything. So I decided to go outside in the cold and take pictures with Brian. You know, Beige loved them pictures and capturing moments. So yeah, it was a vibe. And then when we got to the island, that's when the nervousness kicked in. It was like, damn, I'm meeting his mom for the first time. I wonder if she's gonna like me. Oh my gosh, like this is like a deal breaker. If she doesn't like me, I'm not gonna be his girlfriend. I'm his friend right now, and that's like it. Like she has to like me. She has to like me. That was the most important thing. Like if she doesn't like me, then this is it. Like me and Brian, it's over. So I'm sitting here nervous, and then we got into your car, drove to your mom's house, and I got to your mom's house, and she had like open arms, like welcomed me, and she was so sweet. And I was like, so the nervousness started like going away, but then I was like, okay, what's gonna happen next? Like I was in my head. I'm a thinker. I think about everything, every scenario, everything. So she was sweet. She made dinner, and I remember after dinner, you're like, all right, B, you gotta meet my bros, my boys. I was like, what? The H block. that's that name. I was wondering why you guys had that name, H block. Like what the? Like I feel like every hood or every state has an H block, or a little, town has an H block. Why H block? Why?
Harbor Road.
Oh,
right? So
okay.
We all lived on the same block pretty much, and Harbor Road was the block. So we just pretty much take the H out and call the H block.
Oh, okay. And it's funny how you guys are all like smart, intellectual people, and it's just really weird how you guys come up with H block. It just sounds like real hood when you hear it, but then it's not. Like I don't know. That's what I thought. I was just like, what H block? What?
Shout out to H block.
Educated, strong black men.
To the boys, we are all successful.
I'm like, what the hell is that?
All of us are successful. We're all striving, doing big things throughout the community. We all been together since diapers, pre-K, have pictures all the way back.
Yeah.
Obviously, we all hang out. So H block, shout out to the boys, doing big things across the entire globe at this point. Across the entire globe. Shout out. So New York side of things, and then.
So you took me to meet the boys, and I was nervous as well. But it was like, oh, we're gonna meet the boys. It's a party. Everyone's partying up. Like we're just vibing. We met up with Irv, so I felt comfortable because Irv was there. So I was like, good, And then I think you guys had a party, and it was wild. Like it was a lot of people, and I was meeting people left and right. Oh, hey, Beige, they knew me already, and I was just like, oh, hi.
Shout out to the island, always holding down white.
They were very welcome. They were like, welcome. Yeah.
And, I mean, we came, so obviously we spent a good amount of time on the island. She was able to meet the family throughout mid semester first year, and we got back on campus, and first obviously we're starting our second semester, trying to get it go strong.
January, yeah.
And then we hit February, and I don't know what this is. This is the second time I had to ask you out, or
you know what? The funny thing is that it wasn't really an ask. You didn't ask me out. I believe we were just hanging out after we had dinner. To tell you the truth, I don't even know how we had money to be spending, but we like literally went out to dinner to like Olive Garden, like casually, or IHOP. IHOP was the spot.
Listen, we had to order down to a T and knew that we were spending $23.91.
What? You remember?
$23.91 anytime we went to IHOP.
IHOP, but
100%
Olive
more.
Garden was like $40.
Yeah, it was.
At least 40.
That was, you
Yeah.
know, I think my work study was like, at that point I was doing flag football ref or something like that, and then we went to AV after that. But
yeah, well, yeah, we had a work study job, huh?
Yeah,
that only paid us what, $200
every 2 weeks.
every 2 weeks. Yeah, I don't even know, but we made it happen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and I guess I was just looking at you, and we were like, I think we're making out or whatever, and I said yes, and you were like, yes, what? I was like, yes, and you're like, okay, what are you saying yes to? And I was just like, yes, I will be your girlfriend. And then you were like, what? Okay. And then I looked at the time and I was just like, it is 11:50. Yes. 11:58.
February
what? February 3rd.
Yeah, 239.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
Right, yeah.
At that point.
Right before and midnight.
Yep. So who after that, who said I love you first then, if that's the
You already know who said I loved you first. Why you gotta bring that up? That wasn't even part of the agenda to talk about. But okay. So after freshman year, it was like summer, and we were going back home, and Brian was like, all right, well, I'm going to England to see my father for a couple of months, so it's going to be hard to communicate with you. And I was just like, really? And you're like, yeah, I'm leaving. I have to go see my father. And I was like, all right. But I knew that, like, I was literally crying inside, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm going to be away from my best friend already. And maybe I should just tell him how I really feel. And I decided to tell you that I loved you. And you looked at me, and I didn't get it back.
Oh, I didn't say it back.
No, you didn't. You didn't say it back.
Oh. When did I say it back?
When you got back. When you got back.
So I went to England, came back, and then said it?
Yes. I don't know why you did that though. Why'd you do that? Why'd you gotta do that?
I don't
and then
remember.
I told you, I was like, okay, it's fine that you didn't say that. You didn't share that with me, or that you didn't say it back. Just know that's how I feel. And then we talked throughout the time you were there in England, and if we couldn't talk, we were sending each other messages through.
When we talked, what happened when you came back?
Oh no! But I'm talking about communication, like how we made it happen. Because like we were talking, like you would call and I would talk to you over the phone. But whenever I couldn't talk to you, because I went back to the pharmacy and I was working and stuff like that. So if I missed your call, I was messaging you through Facebook and leaving you a message, like, or giving you a spiel about my day and stuff like that.
This is a 6-hour difference when it comes from England and here as well too. So we were pretty much trying to plan out how we're going to talk to each other. Again, no FaceTime, none of these different items.
Yeah.
Literally. We were pretty much 6 hours apart and trying to figure out how to make sure this communication continues. Yeah.
So we did that for like, 2 months? I don't know. But we talked and made it happen. But oh my gosh, after he came back, I was in a shared plan with my mother. That bill, oh my gosh, cut me loose. She said, You have a boyfriend, I'm cutting you loose. You got to figure out how you got to pay your own phone bill. I was like, oh my goodness. It was like $300, $400. I rang up that bill. Crazy. Oh my gosh. Throughout the year. But then when you came back, a few weeks later, you met my mom for the first time. Yeah. I brought you home.
Excuse me. So,
in July. Was it July? I mean, yeah, we went to May, June, July. Yep, July. You met my mom in July.
So are we going to kick off the next episode?
Yeah, we'll start off there. We'll kick it off from there.
Did we go to Jamaica and
the following year.
Sophomore year. So sophomore year, you guys got to tune in for the next episode if that's the case. We're right at that 30-minute mark right now.
Yeah, it's 30 minutes. so until next time.
Definitely like, subscribe, comment, ask the questions. We want your questions. The things that you're curious about, the things that you want us to cover. We're going to push into sophomore year. You've heard a few tad bits here and there just now, but we're looking for what are your questions? What are the things that you want us to cover as well too? So like, subscribe, comment, turn on the post notifications. Let us know what's going on. How do you like this episode? Speak to us as well too.
Speak to us.
All right, until the next one.
Bye, fam. Peace.